the end of Q2 and we're jumping into the meanwhile. And this is where we talk about all of the fun things that we've done at 3Avance over the last quarter. And it has been an awesome quarter at 3Avance, let me tell you. We just celebrated our 14th birthday and we had an awesome happy hour. We had folks in town. We had all friends, walks of life come and hang out. It looked like a blast.
Wait a second, Kate. You didn't show up, though. Where were you this week?
I know. I normally would be there. As a former DC resident, I was bummed to miss.
Yeah. Well, you're right. We celebrated our 14th birthday. It was a last minute thing. We had Darren and Kane in town. And we're like, we need to do a happy hour.
Yes.
And I realized it's around 3Avance birthday time.
Right.
So we should celebrate that. We did a birthday happy hour and like a bunch of people turned up. It was a ton of fun. We did miss you, Kate. I got to be honest.
I know. Also, I loved how the last newsletter we touched on our rebrand. So we talked about how we were formerly an agency and we are now a digital product studio. And I loved how we talked about kind of what that means for us and what that means for our clients. And I think that we also have a blog post about it too, which is something that we're kind of newly doing. And
yeah, I'd love to definitely get into that. Shifted our focus a few years ago, as you know, to being more of a product-focused company. I never really liked the word agency. And again, the word doesn't really matter. It's like what we do.
Right.
But I especially from BC, the word agency always sort of sat really strangely with me.
I know, yeah.
The evolution of this product studio, digital product studio term to describe sort of like a company, a firm like ours that is more deeply embedded with our clients and more so as partners. And listen, at the end of the day, we are hired to do a job, but the job is not just to, build apps anymore. It's to build businesses. So I think Rebrand as a product studio, really leading forward with that, it speaks to what we do every day. Like we care about what we're doing. We're focused on the business success of everything that works with us. We've got some really exciting things happening that front that I can't talk about just yet. But ultimately, our client success is our success. So that's being a product studio and sort of branding ourselves that way. It means something to me personally and to Darren, and it sort of underlines how we want to work together. We want to provide the product manager, product owner, and really build businesses. We get to MVP, but we need to help companies and especially non-technical founders or first-time founders, give them as much as they can to be successful. So that's
absolutely.
So you're a first-time founder yourself, Kate. You just got married a while ago. So I think my highlight from last wedding.
I know. Last time we talked, I was about to get married, and here we are. Yes, and you and Jingdi came down to my wedding, which was such a treat. It was so much fun, and you guys got to meet my dad, Perry, who is our accountant now, and he is a real person, which was hilarious. But no, it was so much fun. I was so excited that you guys got to come. It was so much fun. I really appreciate you guys making the trip.
That was the extracurricular activity highlight. Like you say, talking with 3Avance, we had a crazy quarter in a good way. Like we have the word evolution. We've always evolved with the amount of new things that we're doing and the amount of progress internally. We hired the biggest hire and this is announcing just this week is the hire of a new director of engineering, Paul Swail.
Yeah.
Paul is he's worked with us for the last 5 years. We have wanted Paul to come on board a long time ago, but the time wasn't right. But he's a consultant. He is, not to underplay this, but he has helped us get over the hump of serverless technology. He has been Darren's right-hand man in terms of the evolution from like old school instances and server, the cloud computing that's not really cloud computing into like the serverless world. And we went all the way in 4 or 5 years ago, maybe more than that right now. Paul's helped us through this. He's been incredible with DevOps and architecture and really helping us be the best we can possibly be. So to have him on full-time as director of engineering, it frees up Darren. Darren has got so much more to give in terms of both in business development and in product across the company and other things. So I'm so excited that we have someone of Paul's caliber in that role. So that's like
absolutely
exciting. And then the biz dev team, Kate, our biz dev team is growing. Kamika's doing amazing, but tell us what's happening over on this side.
Yes. So we are growing and thriving on the business side of the house. We've also hired Denise, who is helping Kamika on all things biz dev and marketing, and we're shaking things up over there. She also specializes in ops and biz dev, so she is just a huge asset to our team. She's going to be, she's multifaceted. She's already proving herself to be, just a huge asset. So definitely keep your eyes on this space. We've got big plans this quarter for all things biz dev and marketing. So really excited.
Yeah, we got to call out Kamika. She is behind the scenes in all of our initiatives. She's been incredible. Kamika, I just want to watch this. Editing, producing, passing it along, but she's rocking her over here. And obviously,
oh my gosh, yes.
What we got going on from, obviously the big thing last quarter was the podcast. Launching the podcast has been.
Yes, tell us about the podcast, Paul. You have been rocking it.
Yeah, it's been one of the most enjoyable things I've done at 3Avance and, maybe ever. Especially, it's given me the opportunity to meet amazing people all the time. So I am really, really energized. The podcast goes out every week on a Friday. It's available on the usual places. I am used to presenting this every week. Brought to you by 3Avance, the product studio that turns prompts into products. But we interview, as probably people know or listening or watching along to this, we interview GPT creators at the moment. There's going to be multiple series, but right now we're interviewing new entrepreneurs that are creating GPTs, either turning them into businesses or features, or just influencing their world through communities through GPTs and AI generally. But I've met a whole bunch of incredible people. We just launched, we just published our most recent one just a few minutes ago. That was Tyler Miller out of California, who is like the GPT super creator. So he's the latest person. He is a super interesting guy, and everyone in
awesome.
It's energizing. So the podcast I'm super, super proud of, and it's going to continue. We're starting right now with GPT creators, but that will go from strength to strength. We've got other ideas of different series that we're going to be doing. And again, it's all under the What's Happening brand that you and I kicked off, Kate.
Yes.
Darren spearheaded the newsletter, I guess 3 years ago. And then you and I have done videos in the precursor to this podcast. So thanks to you as well. You're making this happen, Kate.
Awesome. It's been so much fun watching the podcast. And not only are you on Spotify, Apple, you guys are doing video on YouTube, that's so much fun to watch too. It's been really, really cool. I can't believe that's only been in Q2 also.
Totally. The lesson for me is just to go out and do it. Like just for everyone here, like entrepreneurialism is all about taking risks and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. The podcast certainly for me was pushing me out of my comfort zone, but I'm loving it. It's not even about the marketing anymore. It's about the opportunity to speak to amazing people.
Yeah.
Incredible. So that's been so much fun. And even just generally, the pandemic for me personally, like sort of destroyed all of the networking activities that, again, I did for energy and fun as well as like business reasons. Mm-hmm. But doing a lot of networking again, met some incredible kind of people over the last few months. Some of them were featured on our podcasts. Some of them we're partnering with. I feel like as right now, there's like the sky's the limit for what we can do. And it's all based on the incredible people that we're meeting. And it's exciting. It's exciting.
So cool. Awesome.
So what about the projects, Kate? I want to ask you about Second Breath, because Second Breath is back. This is a client of ours that we built our MVP a few years ago. They moved away with another vendor who was taking over different aspects of their tech. Didn't quite work out. I'm very proud they came back. So like, I know you love and use the app just like me.
Yes.
What's your sense of Second Breath? Was this like a homecoming for you?
Totally. Well, first, just want to touch on the client testimonial that we've received from Second Breath.
Yeah.
And I think, we've received several, honestly, this quarter from Clutch, Slack messages, emails, Claire from Second Breath, who is just such a delight. Yeah. She sent over a Slack message that we published in the newsletter and just said the kindest things. She's so grateful for the work that we put into the app. And they came back this quarter to do a Salesforce data sync, which is a lot of back-end infrastructure, a lot of tech. It's a little over my head, but she's she's just been super grateful for everything that we put into the app this quarter. We relaunched, and it's been super fun to have them come back as a client, and they've been so awesome to work with.
Yeah, it's funny. The Salesforce thing was, again, it's it's difficult. It's tricky. We have a lot of sales experience through ARP Foundation, so we have a leg up there. But it's honestly, it's just about the care and attention. If it's, you know,
for sure.
Over that project, Kane's one of our product managers, super lead product manager. Kane is awesome, but the difference in the experience, and that's what's the difference of experience of working with Kane. Then obviously the team to do the work is staggering different to what they've experienced. Super proud of that. Really, really proud of that. But, again,
totally.
You know, there's a lot of great things going on. Kate, there's a few new projects. I have to talk about some of them. Some I can go into some detail, some not. You know, I know we are tackling one of the biggest problems of our generation through an app that's yet to be named. Is around reclaiming the promise of American democracy. And I won't go into too much details, but we will be for sure talking about this at our next quarter, but we're going live next month.
Awesome.
They're launching their social and everything on the 4th of July. So there's going to be a little bit more news.
Perfect.
And then we'll go live very, very shortly afterwards. So really excited.
This one's so cool.
Yes.
Me too.
And then Science News, one of the tiniest little brilliant successes that we've had in a long time. Tell me about what you know about the Science.
Yes.
I mean, about some other bits.
So Mark recently did a demo of this during one of our lunch and learns, and it was so much fun. It really is just so slick and clean. Yeah. He showed us the light and dark modes. He showed us the sign in, which is just the Apple sign in, which was beautiful, worked perfectly. But yeah, so Science News, they are a news publication. They've been around for 100 years. Yeah. They are incredible. Yeah, the app is just, I mean, it's perfect, slick, incredible.
It is. It's a beautiful app. This is the funny thing about this app. It's like it's an app that is a little bit lower than we would usually put out 2 mobile apps in a short space of time. But we went deep and we made it really, really usable. And that's what the most
for sure.
It's easy to use. It's beautiful. Actually, the story behind Science News is Damien Parody is a good friend of mine now. He actually was at our happy hour this week.
Yeah.
He basically hired me back at NPR over 12 years ago. We worked on the very first NPR mobile app, the NPR News app, and kicked off the NPR One app together.
Wow.
Part of the founding team on NPR One, which was really
so cool.
We were brought in to make sure that their internal team could handle what they were doing. Now, they hired some fantastic, brilliant developers. After a few months, I am sitting there just going, I'm not needed. Like, you guys, I think 3Avance was like the insurance policy for their taking in the internal team. Worked beautifully. Damien's an awesome person, but he's at Science News right now. He hired us. Science News reminds me a little bit of another app we did for the New Republic. Again, one of these 100-year-old publications, institutions. It's a mobile app. Again, it's one that I'm particularly proud of, even though, as you say, it's a simple app. There's not much to it. And over delivers. It's great.
Paul, did you end up showing it off at your career day? Your kids' career day?
Career day. I forgot about this. My highlight of I don't know if like top share wedding cake. One of my the last few months was career day for my son. He's finishing up second grade.
Yes.
We did how do I explain this? I taught the kids about app development in a way that they could actually, they all know what apps is, they know what YouTube is, Roblox, and stuff. I went to the board and I had them design an app. I sketched wireframes and they were telling me what to do. So I was just these kids, these like 8-year-old kids were designing an app in front of my eyes. Super, super exciting.
That's so cool.
It's again something that it just was one of my personal highlights. Like these kids,
that's awesome.
Everyone contributed and they designed a bookstore app. It really was cool to give them a taste of what we do day in, day out.
Oh my gosh.
We'll see if we'll have an army of interns knocking the door. Hey, you remember me?
Oh my gosh.
So
that's the best. I love that.
Kate, we got to talk about our AI prototyping, because I know we've been blasting this out and messaging on our offer on our website about this AI prototyping sprint, but we actually are just wrapping up our first, I take it back. It's our second example of AI prototyping because we did one back in January for Self-Speak. Self-Speak is an affirmation generator that speaks affirmations in your own voice using voice coding. So we did
so cool.
a $15,000 prototyping session in January with Self-Speak, and that turned into a full project. But now we're about to produce this incredible app called Self-Speak, going to go live in August. And Worth It is an appraisal marketplace. So they connect banks with appraisers. And what we're doing, we did an AI prototyping sprint for them to proof of concept. I can't get into the details because concept, some functionality that superpowers their product. So we did an AI prototyping sprint over the course of a month. And then the second month was implementing a production-ready API. And that's about to go live, which is incredibly great. It's a hugely successful AI prototyping sprint. As I say, these are, it's fixed price, $15,000, 1 month. We get in there, we do R&D, we do some tests, we trial the functionality, but also gauge the pricing of different LLMs. Super, super successful so far, and putting out there for anyone else who's interested, please be out. This is actually really working. So really
definitely.
We will be talking more about this over the coming months. As I say, we've lots of launches about to happen. We'll be talking about it more. It's really exciting. Clients are working on it right now are blowing my mind.
Awesome. Yes. Q3 is going to be huge for that. I'm excited. So Paul, let's talk about P3's app launch. This was really, really cool.
That's right. I love finishing our meanwhile with the launch. What did go live? Because we talk about what's coming and the excitement there, but we had a bunch of stuff go live. So Perseverance is a mentoring and mentee app. It connects mentors to mentees on underserved communities. This is from a group of African-American doctors that are like the most successful, amazing surgeons that met up at Xavier in New Orleans, like way back. So they met at college. They were they relied on each other to dig deep, persevere, and ultimately be very, very successful. And these guys are awesome. I've got to know them in the last few months. We went to, long story short, we launched this app, and Darren and I went to their launch party fundraiser. It was an incredible night. We hadn't met all the doctors yet. Ingrid was there, who I'd met before. Ingrid is awesome. She is the COO.
Yes.
She is super successful, influential fitness, personality. She's incredible. So we met them in Chicago. We had a great time. Fundraiser was fantastic. We met some of their scholarship recipients that just won scholarship.
Amazing.
Mentoring for years and years. So it was amazing, the app launch and the fundraiser. And our app, what it does is it basically allows them to scale their mentoring and allows them to scale their impact, which is fantastic. So this is a call out for mentors to hop on this app. It's called Pulse of Perseverance. You can search for the P3 on the App Store, Google Play. We are now recruiting, or they are now recruiting. We're doing our best to support that can help influence and impact people's lives. So fantastic app, and we've got so many great things planned for them. Really proud to be there in Chicago for the fundraiser and just really part of it. Love their mission, very aligned with what we're trying to do over here as well through our endeavors. And it's super, super exciting.
Absolutely. So, so cool. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Awesome.
I feel, Kate, we're going to touch on a couple more launches before we wrap it up.
Yeah.
Boataru, which we've talked about before. Boataru, we've made some incredible changes. They are hitting their stride, which is fantastic.
Yes.
Boataru it's a place, it's a marketplace or a SaaS platform more for marinas to rent their boats out. So it's competing with some of the pure marketplaces, but allows small marinas to compete and get their rentals out there, a fully working system for managing boat rentals. It's a fantastic, so go to boataru.com. It is a fantastic product. And
amazing.
Sebastian over there is killing it. He is the essence of the hustling founder. He has a battle on his hands, but he's digging deep, and this guy is making it happen. I am super impressed with what he's doing over there. We're doing what we can to support it, and this is a long-term play. The platform is amazing. It's just a matter of more and more marinas learning about it and what's about on the ground, recruiting them. Fantastic. So we just got another 2 marinas on board over in the last month or so and a half. So 2 more marinas, and from there it can only go up.
Excellent.
really, really great platform. So super excited.
It's, oh my gosh, it's a stunning platform. It's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. So what else we got? I think we got one more launch. We talked about this a few times before. I think we mentioned it last time. Meanwhile, Kate, the front pages went live this quarter. Today's front pages, this website speaks for itself. So head on over to freedomforum.org or just search for today's front pages. You'll find it. It's newspapers from around the world. We use a bunch of AI. This was one of our AI experiments in terms of like categorization, classification, PDF analysis, image, multimodal AI, all of the fun things that we are now rolling out in other places were learned through the front pages.
Yes.
Super successful. The product itself was spectacular. They had you could talk a little bit about the feedback you got on that, Kate.
Oh my gosh, yes. Speaking of client testimonials, we've also received, incredible feedback from Mike and Doug, who are, amazing clients. They're the best. But yes, this platform is, like Paul said, it's stunning. It's really, the design is really, really beautiful. And also just the platform itself it's just truly, it's very timely, and it's an incredible resource. So it's truly one of my favorite apps at 3Avance, and I use it daily.
I think for any big news, anything that happens in the news, head on over to front pages. You'll see how it's reported all over the country, as well as all over
Absolutely.
The front pages of newspapers. And as you see the design, Kieran and Jingdi, fantastic job. The design on front pages was it combined their branding and how they need to be perceived and seen in the world with a really stunning user experience, and really, really proud of how that turned out. And it's really funny. We actually published a blog. We got a few blogs that we published lately. One of them is around, how to react when your users see a new website and are, their initial reaction is like, no, what's happened? And a lot, like for front pages, they have like 50, 100,000, users and regular visitors to the website every month. And a lot of these are used to how it was. We were UX. The first few batch of emails and response was like, no, what have you done? It's like everybody take a breath, because after that initial period, a week or two later, suddenly the air clears, and the amount of feedback we've got from users, from their board, from their supporters has been fantastic. But the blog is all about how to react when you're web design, for instance, Snapchat's relaunch, it references Facebook changes, all of these.
Right.
Really, really great insight. And we wrote this blog in a response to the initial feedback, and published it after we were, I hate to say vindicated, but after that. Not that people were worried. We all understood that this would happen. But it's really put on paper and explain, why the psychology behind people seeing these things and having difficulty with these things, and then the evolution and the revolution in terms of how they appreciate it, and then especially for new users.
Right.
Happy with the success of front pages, and also kind of proud that we responded with this blog that describes, exactly what we went through and what other companies go through when they do a major relaunch.
Yeah, absolutely. That is hilarious. Awesome. Well, Paul, it's been a really incredible quarter. So much to be proud of and so much to look forward to. So I can't wait to catch up next quarter.
I'm excited. As I say, big ups to you and the rest of the team. Big ups to the entire 3Avance team. And
absolutely,
we've got a lot of great things happening. But I've never been as excited as I am for this company. And for anyone out there that wants to work in the AI or GPTs, or wants to create some products or do some AI and R&D, the team we have right now is like, we're not just safe, we're exceptional. I'm so proud of what Darren has done. I'm so proud of what Kane and Jackson are doing, Mark, everybody all the way through all the development team and designers. It's happening right now. And I'm, as I say, just bring it on. Q3, bring it on.
For sure. Truly, it's so much fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Kate. I appreciate you joining me again. It's good that we get to do this.
I know. Absolutely. Of course. Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.